We're back with some solve analysis. We got SixStringCal on 3x3. This is a 13, 859 average of 12. He says, I don't think any of it is good, so we'll see. What do you consider to be the worst part of your solve? Probably F12, maybe my last layer because my algs aren't too great. Cubing for about 4 years, practices 14 hours or more, so right in that pretty serious range, but not like an insane range. Wait, that's his most. I need to change that thing. I need to change the Tuesday tip like submission because like you should have an option to say over 21, because 14 is like 14 to 21 is like super serious. 21 and over is like crazy serious. There is a slight difference. They are pretty similar, but 14 hours or more is like over 2 hours a day is a lot. Like you're not joking around. So let's see what he's got. We got a cool. It's a nice setup. We got the scramble up top. Maybe I'll follow along with some scrambles. Oh wait, 1 second, disappeared. Actually, this is kind of nice though. Whatever. Maybe I'll miss it for the first one, but I'll follow along the scrambles. This way, I can see exactly what's going on. All right, we got. Wonder what color he does. Okay, I like that. That's fine. All right, I'm assuming he's a lefty. Looking, that was pretty smooth, actually. He's looking like a lefty for sure, just based on, like... if you guys in chat can't see... I don't know if SixStringCal is in chat, unfortunately. I don't think he is, but... I mean, he'll be able to see it online. I post all these online, obviously. So... there's a couple ways to do this cross. I think that one's fine. Really smooth. I don't know if it's the... that's fine, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that cross, I'd say. Oh, wait. Oh, so there's one thing. Okay, so actually I would have done this cross a little differently. I wouldn't... just kind of like a tip here. I don't know. It's just kind of like I just wanted to point out like an option in this case. So, what he does right here is he starts with this. So this is fine. We get into this state. We now have the cross is like mostly built. It's one offset. And he does the D prime and then inserts this piece with an F2, which is kind of awkward. You could just do it U, L2, and now you have the cross built one offset. So I don't know if that's like something you don't think about, but just something to keep in mind. Let's keep going. I've immediately already noticed. Oops! I immediately already noticed. I definitely like the. I like the smoothness of the solves. Alright. That was a smooth solve. Already noticing F2, like the smoothness, like the turning speed's pretty good. The smoothness of the turning, it seems solid, but there is still a little bit of a break, but not as much as like a break I kind of expect in times like this. But also, definitely, okay, big. Okay. That U-perm, just in general, that U-perm is like, you're gonna want to pick up the TPS in those U-perms, especially because it's the last thing. There's no more look ahead on a U-perm, and like that U-perm should be executed in like less than 1. If you can't do the MU U-perm in less than 1, probably might switch to a different one. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just a bad execution, but something I'm noticing immediately is so like right here, check out this red and green pair. So he's gonna recognize it. So he's right here, right? So the first thing he does is the red and green pair is in this back slot right here. And then he does a U, and then he recognizes it, and then he does a U prime. So just and then right here, same thing. Red, he's got the red and blue pair on top, corner and edge right here. So he's gonna do a U prime, recognize it, and do a U. There's like 3 U moves to set it up as opposed to always doing 1. So big thing noticing right here is don't do U moves to recognize your F2L pairs. You gotta get used to recognizing them from any angle. I think that's probably a big thing at a 13, 14 second range. Like you can pretty easily get away with doing a U or a U prime between all your F2Ls, but knowing how to recognize them at different angles is pretty big. So It looks like he's definitely a lefty, so doing this on the left, there's nothing wrong with that. But I noticed a couple times that that case right there, he's doing he's like that. And if you're a lefty, you should be pretty good at doing it with like thumbs. So like I can't do it, but I can do it with my right. So I'm a right-hander, so it's pretty much doing this versus that. Like do it with your, get used to doing it with your thumb for sure, because this is essentially no regrip. And this is a regrip. So, gotta make sure you're doing it with your thumb. Eliminate that regrip. A lot smoother in general. I'm not sure if that was trying to be... what the point of that was, to insert with a U2 to get that case versus... are you gonna get headlights or something? I don't think you're gonna get headlights. Are you gonna get headlights? I don't know what you're gonna get, actually. That's embarrassing. But, I don't know. Maybe you know the CLO case. This looks like a CLO case. Good CLO case, so, oops. Sorry, good CLO case, and then, alright.
Nope.
Oh, okay, I was like, what is going on? Alright, so we got orange cross here, so it looks like we got some color neutrality coming out. This one's gonna be trickier for me, but the fundamentals of like what's wrong I usually say is. Someone in chat tell me, does anyone use that V-perm? Because that was, I don't know if anyone used that RUD V-perm. Like, yo, I'll show it again, but like, that was pretty strange. He did mention in his like note that he didn't think his PLLs were that good. Just Alex to use it, so I definitely recommend learning a different one. That would seem was weird, but let's watch that one. It's more of the same stuff. Yeah, it was just an unfortunate lockup. Would have definitely been sub 10 without. It's fun to execute that V-perm. Yeah, I don't know. It looks a little sketchy. I'd recommend switching to the standard one. All right, I like to use the keyhole. That's a second U-perm execution that's been a little sketchy. So, again, you mentioned you didn't like your last layer, Alex, but both of the U-perms, 2 out of 2 U-perms you've messed up now, and U-perm should be one of the most consistent and quick PLLs every time. So, probably recommend either ironing out those MUs or switching to RU or something. But you use keyhole, I like keyhole, pretty basic case, good stuff to use. Cool out 2L trick to flip the edge, no rotationless, I like that. Yeah, unfortunately,
Oh my gosh.
this one's just unfortunate. So cool keyhole trick there. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. At 13, if you're averaging about 13, I don't really think there's anything wrong with doing keyhole. Is a pretty basic, advanced like method. Like in the sense that like if it shows up and it's easy case, might as well do it. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing some of this fun keyhole stuff. It's solid. Like I will often like kind of rag on a little slower solvers doing too much advanced stuff, but I think this is like a good example of something that's appropriate for your speed. Alright, so Verity white's like free. Yeah. Okay, so just, I know this might be getting a little too tricky at this point, but let me just like, this is something that's not going to be that big of a deal right now, but kind of help you out in the later run. So we're starting to solve at 10. So at this point, we've inspected for 5 out of the 15 seconds, and we have a 3-move, well, 4-move, but one is like an M move, like a 4-move white cross. Super easy. This is like a really easy see the first pair like every time when I cross this easy. That's because the red and green pairs come up immediately right to the top in an easy case. It was clear that either like you didn't know where they were gonna be, but like this is just one of those things that it's like nothing's wrong with like not kind of like, I'm sure you're not used to looking for the first pair because you average 13, and so it's not like something that necessarily you're going to be able to do every time. But if you really want to like kind of push and get really like get more advanced on 3x3, when you're given these easy cases, you got to take advantage of them. Don't start at 10 seconds. Look for another 5. So you got 10 more seconds. Look for another 5 seconds for that first pair. When you're given these easy cases, take advantage of them. When you're color neutral, so you can probably looking for the first pair most of the time anyways, but definitely on super easy crosses like that. Also, we didn't even do red and green first, so I'm confused now, but finger tricks like this right here where it's that back push, the M, if you're really good at it, I guess it's okay, but I'm really not, like, I don't really know of any top level cubers that do it, which is why I'm pretty against it. Like, it just seems like a weird, like, the trick was nice. It was a good F2L trick, but like, also there are a slight bit too many I've noticed like one F2L trick in like most of the solves, which they don't seem to be too complicated. They definitely are smooth and they're helping you out, but they don't seem to be as necessary. Like, they're not fixing the problems. Like right here, like I'm gonna talk more about this, but this is just like a big example of kind of the overarching issue with. I'm gonna sound like a broken record on a lot of these 3x3 kind of sub 15 area ones because the problems are very similar, but that's also why we do it, because like you can, I'm hoping people in chat can like are saying like, man, I do the same stuff also, like it's how I should get faster. Like so right here, like if you notice the regular TPS of the solve, watch this red, yellow, and blue pair come together, and SixStringCal turns relatively slowly, but I think at an appropriate speed for him right now. But this red and blue pair definitely, the TPS right there is a little bit faster than normal. And then the real killer right here is that, so let's slow it down. Boom. And then essentially it takes him until like right here to realize that this next orange and blue pair is already done, because it started out already done in the back slot, but he didn't notice that until it was all the way to the front. And then he brings it around. Also, wait one other second. What was the case of this specifically? Okay, right here. So this case, actually, let me just set this up. Let me go get it. Let me go pull the case exactly. Let me get the scramble. This seems to be indicative of a bigger problem. Like, one sec. So we're doing yellow. How are we doing yellow? I watch slowly. What pair do we do first? Okay, so here we are. So SixStringCal's got this case right here. He's looking at it from this angle, and he sees that he's got these two pieces. So I'm not exactly sure what he's thinking right now, so he knows he's got these two pieces. That's good. He's got them. He knows where the pair is. I'm not sure if he realizes if like the step-by-step process in his mind is, all right, I see these two pieces here. The first thing I need to do is I need to get them both to the top layer. If that's like the thought process, because I want to watch more of the videos to see if I see a similar problem, that'd be super bad. Because in this case right here, you got rotate. Boom. Real quick insert, just like that. The thing is, this is just a case where one corner is on top, one edge is in the middle, and then you pull out this edge to set up into a 3-move insert. In this specific case, it sets up and cancels directly into the insert. But like if this was just shifted, like if this pair needed to go here, it'd just be like this, and then you'd insert like that. So it's pretty simple, but in this case he did this, and then like he did this insert. So now he's sitting in this position, and how did he... Okay, so he's sitting in this position. He's sitting in this position right here, and he ends the pair like this, and so this pair is already solved on back, and this is definitely something you want to be looking for. Like, while if you didn't turn this one as fast, like you'll probably notice that, like, oh, there's another... I see both the orange and blue corner and the blue, orange, and blue edge here. I should be looking for that, and then all of a sudden you'll notice they match up. But he doesn't notice it until it's all the way over here, a whole U prime 3 later, and then he does the insert like that. One sec. Then we'll go back. So an okay U perm there, but yeah, again, I wasn't not the biggest fan of those executions, but so let's, I don't know, I'm definitely gonna be watching out for more of those cases where instead of doing a more optimal F2L pair, you put both pieces on the top and then do them. This is like, it's something I'm telling my mom to do, and she averages like 30. She has very good fundamentals though, because I taught her. Also, if you're doing 3x3 and you're submitting these, having the scrambles, as you noticed, pretty helpful in some instances, so I've definitely been using them. Like, okay, someone's saying in chat, like, I think rotations get a bad rap. Like, I don't hate on them as much as most people do. They're definitely, you don't want to do rotations for no reason. Like, rotations are fine, though. Have you ever seen Bill Wang? I'll show you guys a video after, but like, have you ever seen Bill Wang do official solves? He rotates a lot. He'll rotate like 3 times in F2L. Probably more than you really need to. He might not know as many, like, rotation cancel cases, but Bill averages 6. Bill gets 6 averages, like, Bill doesn't have a 6 average. Bill gets 6 averages all the time. Like, Bill is like in that super elite level, and like he does rotations when he needs to, because he'll do a rotation, then he'll do a way faster RU case than like doing some awkward trick he might screw up. Like, I think your rotations like are like, people think they're worse than they really are. Alright. Also, not gonna lie, this cube sounds and looks like something bad. I don't know what cube this is, but maybe it's a GTS. I don't know. It sounds just weird. It sounds like a Guhong almost. The execution on these last layers really hurt me. Like, you can just tell that like the turning is, it's like there doesn't seem to be many lockups or mistakes on the turning specifically in F2L, but then last layer hits and they're just like kind of all over the place. Alright, so in this case, this is good. In this case, you do the F double sexy, and then the F prime with your left thumb. I saw it in a previous case. You did it the reverse with the rotation. So I'm glad that in this case you didn't do the weird rotation. That was a smooth last layer. So I also was noticing a couple things. definitely, it was definitely that one specific case. Like he wasn't having if the in cases where like let me pull it. Let me just generate one. In cases where like the edge is down, like in the wrong spot, like the corner is down and the edge is on top. His first reaction is not just to put him on top and then see what case you get. He is like actually thinking to like match him up properly, but there's a couple cases where it wasn't quite happening. So definitely something to be ironing out there. Biggest thing is so cross color neutral. So doesn't seem too shaky on cross. Looks to be a little heavy reliant on white yellow to be honest. So I don't know if you're just switching to color neutral, but it seems like a lot of white yellow for an average of 12. But it also just could be the easier. It's like only an average of 12, so you're not expecting like a full like 2 of each. That's kind of not exactly how stats work. But overall, cross seemed okay. F2L pairs, the biggest thing is, and look ahead. The turning speed I think is nice. Definitely nothing wrong with the turning speed. I like the keyhole. Some of the F2L tricks seem a little fancy, but now that you already know them, nothing wrong with those. I wouldn't really spend any more time learning more F2L tricks or like really fleshing out keyhole. Like that's kind of like, you'll figure those out as you go along. But the biggest thing is finding your next pair during your first pair. You don't need to know where it's going to be or exactly how the pieces are going to like, you don't need to know exactly what the pair is going to be. You just need to know like, oh, I'm doing orange and green, and I see red and blue also. Like now I just know they're probably going to be in this vicinity, and then I can immediately look and see for the next pair what that is. Oh, I saw these ones are coming up also. Like you don't need to know what the pair is going to be. You just need to know exactly where the pieces are probably going to land up, so then you can instantly recognize. If you know where the pieces are, then the only problem is I don't really know how good you are at this because I didn't see it too much because you seem to not really know where the pieces are. It's part of the fact that like, you're doing a lot of U's to recognize your F2L pairs. Like oh, I can't recognize it from here. You got to make sure you're recognizing your F2L pairs from all angles, because then you see, oh, I knew that you can be like, oh, I knew that these two pieces right here were going to end up right here. Then I can immediately recognize the pair and immediately do it, as opposed to, oh, these two pieces ended up here, and now I'm going to have to re-recognize or do a U and recognize. So that's going to be a big thing right there. And then last layer, just really just like the turning scene fine on that 12, but like you get to last layer, just really killer. Like either slow it down or I don't know, but like the turning scene fine at 12. Get some algs, like drill those algs, like actually like spend some time and like get your finger tricks a little more fluid on those algs, because it was really killing you there, and that was definitely not helping you out at all. Other than that, turning was good. I think for the most part, the tricks you're using at this speed are fine, but obviously the biggest thing I think is really focusing on that fluidity in F12. Really practice finding the next pair during your current pair, and then recognizing from all angles and instantly. And yeah.